Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Hidizani, and today I'm going to present about the active suspension system. My group members are me, myself, Muhammad Irfan Danial, NOOR NAJIHA, ARMAN KUSHAIRY, and ZARIF IKRAM. And for introduction, one kind of automotive suspension for a vehicle is an active suspension, in contrast to passive suspension provided by huge springs, where the movement is totally dependent on the road surface. It uses an onboard mechanism to regulate the vertical movement of the vehicle wheels in the relation to the chassis and the vehicle body. Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Muhammad Irfan Danial bin Hidizani, and today I'm going to do the summary on research journal overview of active suspension systems. Based on the overview of active suspension system journal by Vaishnavi Gakwat and A.S. Ugali published in June 2020, the active suspension system is a computer control system that actively controls the vertical movement of the wheel axle assembly. The system gives smooth riding experience just like any other suspension systems. It has the ability and freedom to adjust the entire suspension system, and the adjustment is made to the suspension based on the road condition. This system has an actuator in addition to spring and damper for the system continuously make adjustment based on the road condition. Control-oriented suspension models is a vital element in designing the suspension systems because these models are important in the analysis process of the suspension system. The analysis is made to study the system's characteristics and dynamic behavior of the unsprongness. The control objectives of an active suspension system include ride comfort, which is one of the most important performance in vehicle design, road holding ability to ensure a firm uninterrupted contact of the wheels to road. The approaches of the active suspension system are the controllers to change the dynamic of the suspension. One of the controllers used as the approach is model predictive control, MPC, which is the advanced optimal control strategy, and this approach monitors the acceleration and the frequency of vibration that passengers of the vehicle are exposed to. Another controller used is the active roll control ARC, which prevents the vehicle to roll over by reducing the roll angles. The last one is predictive active control, and it is an electromechanical suspension system. By comparing those three controllers, the most efficient controller is the predictive active control because it provides better ride quality and maximum comfort. The methodologies are control-oriented models, control approaches, and control objectives. And the results are quarter car models, half car model, and full car model are used to analyze the system characteristic and dynamic behavior. Controllers used as the approach are MPC, ARC, and predictive active control, and it improves ride comfort, riding experience, road holding ability, and reduces roll angle.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NAJIHA binti Jusri Pajimani with metric number B09201096. So I will do a review on active suspension system by Aizuddin Fahmi Morizan, Nur Effendi, Talmadin, Ajaz Raja, and Fatih Ahmad. It is from SHS Web of Conference 49 02008 2018 and ICES 2018. So active suspension is comprises an actuator, mechanical spring and damper, or an actuator and mechanical spring only. It has a better reacting capabilities against generated vertical forces caused by unpredictable road input changes, and it compromise between vehicle ride comforts to road handling stableness improved with proper controlling method. It is among best ways in improving its overall performance, thus it is complicated and expensive system. So active suspension was divided by two, which is hydraulic and pneumatic active suspension and electromagnetic active suspension. So hydraulic and pneumatic active suspension is widely used in body control system due to its design simplicity, high force density, technology maturity, reliability, as well as various commercial parts availability. There are disadvantages in using a hydraulic system, such as an inefficiently performed because continuously requiring a pressurized system, and environmentally damaging due to toxic hydraulic fluids present caused by hose leak and ruptures. So electromagnetic active suspension is active control forces for speedily absorbing road shock, suppressing pitch and roll modulations, and improving comfort as well as safety. but compared to hydraulic and pneumatic active suspension, its main priority is efficiency improvement, and it has a dynamic behavior improvement. So the weak points of this electromagnetic active suspension is conventional design, which requires excitation to supply continuous force and more expensive of a system. Thank you, that's all for me.
Assalamualaikum, my name is ARMAN KUSHAIRY bin Aswandi and my matric number is B0920104005. And today I'm going to explain about my literature review, which the title is Advances in Active Suspension System. So for the name of my article that I have reviewed is Advances in Active Suspension System by Abhishek Goyal and Ashish Sharma, and it is published by December 2017. So for the methodology, first, active suspension. Active suspension incorporates an actuator that furnish active force, which is synchronized by a control algorithm using data from sensors attached to the vehicle. Different control algorithm PID and active robust are to be used. Control the action of actuators. This provide better handling and comfort. It's soft when you need it and hard when you need it. And for the second, electromagnetic active actuators consists of spring and electromagnetic actuators which operate with respect to electric being supplied. It produces active control force to absorb road shock rapidly, suppress the roll and pitch motion, and improve both safety and comfort. With bidirectional amplifier electromagnetic actuator work as generating and reduce electric power consumption compared to hydraulic actuator. Hydraulic and pneumatic active actuator suspension is controlled by electric drive. Hydraulic rotary actuators is an example that being used by BMW cars in the center anti-roll bar of vehicle. The valve of the actuator is driven by low power electromagnetic actuator in order to regulate the force, thus compensate the unevenness of road, and the movement of the body is largely reduced. So for the final active suspension control methods, the suspension control is considered in a global chassis control framework which advanced interaction and optimization of combined mechatronic subsystem, namely suspension, steering, and braking system. Productivity depends on the effect of possible synergy due to the interchange of data and interaction between the mechatronic automotive subsystem.
For the summary on the general review of the vehicle suspension system, there's three main type of suspension system. We will be focused on the third one, which is the active suspension system. The actuator of the system is operated by means of electrical drive, and power is supplied from either the battery or directly from the internal combustion engine. There's two types of active suspension system, which is the hydraulic or pneumatic active suspension system or the electromagnetic active suspension system. Both work the same way, which is there's the sensor that scan the surrounding of the vehicle all the time and to scan for any hazard on the road and change the variable and rigidity of the actuator to provide comfort for passenger and reduce risk of vehicle roll, yaw, pitch or bumpy road. The hydraulic pneumatic suspension system use the hydraulic and pneumatic damper, while the electromagnetic suspension system use the electromagnetic damper as the actuator. It change the rigidity of the magnetic fluid in the damper to adapt to the road hazard, thus reduce the accident risk. The difference of both systems vary in certain aspects that make each system have their own pros and cons as shown in the table. So as the conclusion from the comparison above, even though both have their own advantage and disadvantages, electronic active suspension system is still considered as the best system for vehicle suspension system due to its structural simplicity, wide bandwidth operation, versatile and precise power control, and good ride quality, and it is really efficient. Based on the four general review, can be concluded that the active suspension system, which is considered the best vehicle suspension system, as it provides the best performance for passengers' comfort and safety. But even though the active suspension system is considered the best latest model, it still have certain disadvantages that reduce its performance and maintenance. Thus, can be said that it can be widely developed and improved to enhance its ability and counter its disadvantages. not just the actuator itself but also the control system that influence the actuator capability, which is the damper. Last but not least, it shows what humans are capable of to provide safety during driving.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NAJIHA binti Jusuf Azmanin with metric number P0920100096. So I will explain about the conclusion. So in conclusion, generally, suspension system can be classified in active, semi-active and passive suspension. Most researchers find that active suspension system is the best ways to improve performance. It is important to do research on suspension system to improve the safety and comfort to the passenger. Therefore, electromagnetic active suspension was postulated to be the future tendency of automotive suspension designs due to its energy regeneration, not complex structure, high bandwidth function, flexible and accurate force control, good ride quality as well as handling performance. For example, is magnetic ride control MRC dampers, which can adapt its stiffness in response to its specific driving situations. That's all. Thank you.